I always dreamed of being part of a big, warm family. Sunday dinners, holiday traditions, a sense of belonging. When I met Ethan, I thought that dream was finally coming true. He was kind, thoughtful, attentive. His family? They seemed picture perfect. His mom, Joan, baked homemade pies every Sunday. His dad, Richard, told corny jokes at the dinner table. His sister, Melissa, asked about my job and even remembered my students' names. Our first Christmas together felt like something out of a movie. Carol singing, snowball fights, matching pajamas. I felt like I'd won the emotional lottery. But over time, things started to feel off. The jokes turned into subtle digs. The questions became oddly specific. "Forgot that movie name again?" Melissa would ask, all smiles. Richard would add, "Maybe you're just too stressed." Overworked minds crack easily. Even Ethan started saying things like, "You sure you took your keys this morning? You're always forgetting." I laughed it off, but deep down, I was starting to feel watched. The house felt colder, not physically, emotionally. I'd walk into a room and find everyone suddenly quiet. I'd come home to find things slightly out of place, keys not where I left them, documents I was sure I filed gone missing. One night, I overheard Joan on the phone. She didn't notice I'd returned early from work. I stood outside the door, holding my breath. Yes, she's wearing down. A few more weeks, and we'll be ready. I told myself it wasn't about me. It couldn't be. But the unease had taken root. About 6 months after we got married, things escalated. Suddenly, everyone around me was worried about my mental health. Joan would say, "You're looking pale, honey. Are you eating?" Melissa would comment, "You seemed a little confused yesterday." Ethan sat me down one night. "My mom thinks you should see someone." "Why?" I asked. "You've been forgetful, paranoid, a little on edge." That hit me hard. I'd been tired, sure. I'd missed a meeting or two. But I was juggling a new marriage, teaching, and my grandmother's estate. Anyone would be overwhelmed. Still, doubt crept in. Was I really losing it? Was something wrong with me? I started over-documenting everything. Notes, to-do lists, sticky reminders on mirrors. I stopped driving. Ethan said I wasn't safe. Eventually, I let him handle our bank accounts, just temporarily. He even suggested I take something natural to help me sleep. I didn't want to be difficult, so I said okay. That was my first mistake. Then came the accidents. I'd wake up with bruises I couldn't explain. Once, I nearly fell down the stairs after getting dizzy. Ethan brushed it off. "You're overworked, babe." But deep down, I was starting to feel like a shadow of myself. Everything changed one evening. After dinner, I walked past the kitchen and overheard Joan whispering to Melissa, "Doctor, Lehman will sign off. We've already talked. And once she's committed, Ethan gets everything." I froze. My heart dropped. This wasn't love. This wasn't care. It was a plan. And I was the target. That night, I bought a mini voice recorder, installed an app to record calls, and hid a few mics around the house. I stopped taking the pills. I flushed them. And I started gathering proof. Recording 1, Melissa. "She's slipping more each day. Joan. Good. That'll help our case." Recording 2, Ethan. "She won't even fight. She's too confused to realize what's happening." Recording 3, Richard. "Once she's inside, everything reverts to Ethan. We'll finally get that property." I even tested the wine one night. I poured it into a potted plant. By morning, the plant was dead. They were drugging me. I kept a journal, wrote down everything. Times, places, conversations. I photographed bruises. I hid USB drives in 3 separate locations, just in case. It felt like I was living in a psychological thriller, only it was my life. I couldn't believe what was happening. So I started researching. I remembered Joan once mentioned a distant cousin, Naomi Burns. I searched her name, found an obituary, died in a psychiatric facility, age 31, cause, sudden mental decline. But get this, she had just inherited property from her grandfather. And 2 weeks before she was committed, she signed it over to Ethan. I kept digging. Naomi had no diagnosed history of mental illness, but I found an old online post, a friend saying Naomi seemed off before she disappeared, that she started forgetting things, acting paranoid. Sound familiar? I found an old yearbook photo. Melissa's handwriting matched the signature on Naomi's final documents. They'd done this before. That's when I contacted Linda Reyes, an attorney who specialized in coercion and elder abuse. I sent her everything. When she called me back, she said, "You're not crazy. This is calculated, and we're going to destroy them." Linda helped me collect and organize everything. The audio recordings, screenshots of Ethan emailing Dr. Lehman, who wasn't even a licensed doctor, photos of pill bottles with no labels, the dead plant. Then came the jackpot. Ethan left his laptop unlocked one day. There was a folder, Project Serenity. Inside were step-by-step instructions on how to gaslight, isolate, and institutionalize a target. There were profiles, dozens of them, each with names, estimated inheritances, psychological traits. Mine was labeled Ideal Mark, trusting, introverted, recently lost family. They had everything mapped out. Timeline to destroy my credibility, dosage logs, even drafts of a fake suicide note. Written to look like mine, he'd already contacted a realtor to sell my grandmother's house. That night, I couldn't sleep, but I knew what I had to do. I copied the folder, printed some documents, hid them with my journal. I moved my savings to a separate account, changed my passwords, installed a hidden camera by the front door. I wasn't just protecting myself anymore, I was preparing for war. Linda contacted the district attorney. We handed over everything. On the day of my evaluation, Ethan drove me to the clinic, smiling like it was just another errand. But the moment he stepped inside, 3 officers arrested him. Joan, Richard, Melissa, picked up within 24 hours. Dr. Lehman, caught in a cabin 2 states over with cash, burner phones, and forged IDs. The trial was long, but the evidence was ironclad. Ethan, 25 years. Joan, life without parole. Richard, 40 years. Melissa, 35 years. Dr. Lehman, life plus 25 years. I moved away, started therapy, wrote a book called Silenced. It became a bestseller. Then I launched a nonprofit, the Clarity Project, helping survivors like me. And yes, I found love again. His name's Adam. We met through the foundation. He lost his sister to something similar. Last year we married. Some nights I still wake up sweating. But then I open my drawer. Inside, a recorder and a flash drive. Proof of the day I took my life back. They tried to erase me. I erased their legacy.